Good afternoon. So our topic for today is all about universal design for learning. According to Dalton et al. 2019, universal design for learning applies the concept of ability, accessibility, and inclusion beyond physical environments to design teaching and learning opportunities in a way that are varied, accessible, and engaging for all students, including to those differing needs and or disabilities. So universal design for learning gives all students an equal opportunity to succeed. This approach to teaching and learning offers flexibility in the way students access material and show that they know. So UDL also looks to the different ways to keep students motivated. National Disability Authority. So the National Disability Authority cited 7 principles of universal design, which were developed by Ronald Mays and group in the North Carolina State University. The first principle is the equitable use. So the design is useful and marketable to people with diverse ability. So the first guideline is to provide the same means of use of all users, identical whenever possible, equivalent when not. So another one is the avoid segregating or stigmatizing any user. Then provision for privacy, security, and safety should be equally to all users. They then make the design appealing to all users. So equitable use is the design which is useful and marketable to people with diverse abilities. So for example, is a counter space or disk surface may be raised or lowered to accommodate user of varying height or an individual who use a wheelchair. Principle 2, flexibility in use. So the design accommodates a wide range of individual preferences and abilities. So the guidelines are provide a choice in method of use, accommodate right or left-handed access and use, facilitate the user's accuracy and precision, then provide adaptability to the user's pace. So flexibility in use, the design accommodates a wide range of individual preferences and abilities. For example, a caption video would allow people to use or listen or to read in order to understand content. This not only provides access to individuals with hearing impairment but also accommodate those who rather not to be sound or who comprehend better through reading. Principle 3, simple and intuitive use. So use of the design is easy to understand, regardless of the user's experience, knowledge, language skills, or current concentration levels. Guidelines: eliminate unnecessary complexity, be consistent with users' expectation and intuition, accommodate a wide range of literacy and language skills, arrange information consistent with its importance, and provide effective prompting and feedback during and after task completion. An example of simple and intuitive use is that a website that is well organized with clear headings will facilitate access to information. Principle 4, perceptible information. The design communicates necessary information effectively to the users, regardless of the ambient condition or the user's sensory abilities. Guidelines: use different modes, pictorial, verbal, or tactile. For redundant presentation of essential information, provides adequate contrast between essential information and its surroundings, maximize legibility of essential information, differentiate element in ways that can be described, for example, make it easy to give instruction or direction, provide compatibility with variety of techniques or device used by the people with sensory limitation. So the design communicates necessary information effectively to the users regardless of ambient condition for the user's sensory abilities. For example, a video includes a voiceover for individual with visual impairment. For principle number 5, tolerance for error. So the design minimizes the hazard and the adverse consequences of accidental or unattended actions. For the guidelines, arrange elements so that minimize hazard and errors. Most use elements, most accessible hazardous elements eliminated, isolated, or shielded. Provide warning or hazards and error. Provides fail-safe features. Discourage unconscious action in tasks that requires vigilance. So the design minimizes the hazard and the adverse consequences of accidental or unattended action. For example, a hallway is free of protruding objects at the height where they would not be detectable by someone with a visual impairment who use a cane. Principle 6. Low physical effort. So the design can be used efficiently and comfortably with a minimum of fatigue. For the guidelines, allow user to maintain a neutral body position, use reasonable operating forces, minimize repetitive action, and minimize sustained physical efforts. So the design can be used efficiently, comfortably, and with a minimum of fatigue. For example, an automatic door opener can facilitate access to an office space or classroom. For the last principle, principle 7, size and space of approach and use. So, appropriate size and space is provided for approach, reach, manipulation, and use regardless of user's body size, posture, or mobility. Guidelines. Provide a clear line of sight to important elements for any seated or standing user. Make reach to all components compatible for any seated or standing user. Accommodate variation, enhance and grip size. Provide adequate space for the use of assistive device or personal assistance. So, approach size and space for approach and use. Approach size and space is allotted for approach, reach, and manipulation regardless of physical characteristics such as size or mobility. For example, a classroom includes a range of seating options including a table for someone who uses the wheelchair with wheelchair for individuals who are taller and or larger. And that's all. Thank you.